Donald Trump has decided to send out his idiot son Eric to try to fix the mess that he created last weekend when he appeared on Maria Bartiromo's show on Fox News, and he declared that the left was, quote, the enemy within, and suggested he would send the military to deal with them, including people like Adam Schiff. Now, again, that was a week ago. So this past weekend, Maria Bartiromo brings in Eric Trump, trying to clean up his dad's mess, and Bartiromo, of course, right there with him because it happened on her show. But they ignored the fact, by the way, that Donald Trump had tripled down on those statements throughout the week, repeating them 3 separate times at 3 separate events, once again using the phrase, the enemy within. So they had their work cut out for them, and Eric, as per usual, did not rise to the occasion. Here is how that conversation went down. Bartiromo talked about the media is hyper-focused on the enemy within comment, and Eric Trump said this: "That hung over my father's presidency for a 3-year period of time. They raided Melania's closet. They raided, Barron's room. You had them ban him from Twitter, ban him from Facebook, ban him from Instagram. And that's exactly what my father's talking about. That's the enemy within. I mean, between the censorship and the legal lawfare and the political lawfare and the corruption and the weaponization of every political institution, there are tremendous enemies within." Now, Eric Trump, before I get into Bartiromo's response here, is saying, oh, for 3 years they raided Melania's room. They raided Barron's room, poor little boy. All of that, by the way, happened after Trump left office. That was not while he was president of the United States, bud. That all happened when your father repeatedly refused to return documents that he had stolen from the White House. And that was at Mar-a-Lago, not at the White House. So I don't know why you're saying for 3 years that hung over his head when it happened after he left office. So maybe get your timeline straight before you try to go clean up daddy's mess. And also, you're talking about law enforcement agencies here in the United States that even Judge Cannon, even though she dismissed the documents case, she did say that the subpoena, the search of Mar-a-Lago, was all within the realm of normalcy. She didn't see anything wrong with that at all. So even his own people that are pulling for him have said, no, that's not lawfare. That's just how you do law. But then Bartiromo chimed in. Of course, she's the one who started this mess anyway with her interview with Trump. And she said this: "But what I'm saying is President Trump, and I know that you've heard your father talk about how he likes to weave. He goes to lots of different places and then he weaves in the answer to your question at the end. And here I was specifically asking him about the idea of outside agitators coming out, creating chaos on election day, should it appear that he was winning. Outlet after outlet, they took my question on outside agitators entirely and they just ran him talking about Adam Schiff or the enemy within and getting the National Guard." Oh, so that's the problem, right? We're all stupid, and the media's stupid because Trump was doing the weave, right? His favorite little thing to do, weave in a bunch of stuff that's not relevant to anything, and then come back and answer the question. So you've got 2 different responses from 2 different people trying to clean up the same mess. And these 2 dumbasses didn't realize that both of them were talking about different things. Okay? I want to make that crystal clear because even the media didn't pick up on that when they reported on this story. Eric Trump gives one answer saying, hell yeah, there's an enemy within. Look at all the lawfare, the political lawfare, which isn't even a thing, dumbass. And then Bartiromo's like, well, actually, he was doing the weave. Okay? He was talking about outside countries doing stuff, and they only focused on him saying he'd use the military against, quote, radical left lunatics, which he did say, which was, by the way, not even part of a weave. He wasn't trying to weave anything. So 2 morons on Fox News this past Sunday giving 2 contradictory statements about the same mess they're trying to clean up. So if you ask me, these 2 idiots didn't make anything better for Trump, and if anything, they made it worse not only for him, but for themselves as well. Thanks for watching, everybody, and if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.